Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you guys are having an amazing Thursday. So this View episode, you guys, was jam-packed. I really enjoyed it. It began with the ladies talking about newly elected Speaker Mike Johnson, who is, really a fairly new face. A lot of people didn't know who he was. I had never heard of him before he got elected. But one thing that I can appreciate is he was telling, his fellow colleagues not to be disrespectful and rude to President Biden, who was going to give the State of the Union address today. And the ladies showed clips of, in the past, people just basically disrespected the office of the president. The moment where the congressman who stood up and said, you lied to President Obama while he was giving his address, was infamous. He was definitely reprimanded for that. But then they also showed clips of, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert just being really ridiculous. Like they were like screaming out, liar, and just it was almost, they said it was comparable to Parliament in England. Like that's what they do, right? Like they, jeer and they speak out and boo. And it's just, Whoopi Goldberg, she was like, I mean, if that's what you guys want it to be. She's like, but we're not England. And I can appreciate that. Sarah was talking about how she misses the old days of civility and decorum. She's like, I don't even really like booing at sports events. And I can agree. I feel like there's a time and a place. I don't necessarily feel like Congress people, right? Congressmen and women should feel like they have to, boo and disrespect or, desecrate the office of the president of the United States. I don't care who's in office. Trump says horrible things from his podium, but if he's elected back to the presidency, then that's a position that deserves respect. And Joe Biden holds it right now. That's a position that deserves respect because he's the leader not only of our country, but POTUS is typically the leader of the free world. And so, people interrupting and speaking out and, yelling, jeering, it's just not a good look. So I'm really glad to see that Mike Johnson is, stepping up into that role of leadership over the Republican Party and just warning against it. Because it's just, yeah, to me, it's beneath the dignity of the office, both in Congress, and it diminishes the presidency. Okay, so moving on, Anne Hathaway, one of my favorite actresses, um, she gets called a cougar in her new movie role. So basically, she's in her 40s. She's a mom, and she's dating a man twice her age, or I should say half her age. I'm sorry, you guys, half her age. He's in his 20s. He's supposed to be like this famous singer, rock star. And, it gets blown up all over the blogs and everything. And, Anne is like screaming at the computer. But Whoopi also weighed in. She's like, I mean, this isn't new, right? You look at Cher, you look at, Madonna. Um, she even said, Terry McMillan, she referenced the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back. That was the premise of the book turned into a movie with her and Angela Bassett. They did a phenomenal job, by the way. But I mean, most of the ladies on the panel said that their husbands were significantly younger than them. Sunny, she's like, Manny's younger than me. Joy said her husband is 7 years younger than her. Sarah's husband is younger than her. And then they asked Whoopi, and Whoopi's like, well, which one? I love her this season. She has been on fire. She is cracking me up. Um, I don't think it's a huge deal. I think in the movie they said they kept bouncing back between 20 years and 12 years. Listen, life is short. If you find somebody that loves you, you love them, you're compatible, and you're not hurting anybody, I say go for it. I mean, why not? I'm all for older women and younger men, but you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So also, speaking of not hurting anybody, I don't really like Peter Ducey. I don't watch a lot of the White House press conferences, news conferences. But the new secretary, Corinne, she took over for Jen Psaki. She like ever since her first day, they have really been coming for her neck pretty much. I don't know if it's because she's the first, Haitian. I think she's the first Black woman press secretary. I think she's also a lesbian, if I'm not mistaken. So, she has a lot of identity markers that align with a lot of marginalized groups. But Peter Ducey works for Fox News, and he is really disrespectful, not just to her, right? He's also disrespectful to Joe Biden often. But he asked her the same question 3 times. He asked her, would Joe Biden show up to the debate? And she's like, okay, well, you have to check with the campaign. And he asked her that repeatedly. And she's like, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but you need to check with his campaign. And then Alyssa weighs in and she said, if she were to answer that question, it would be in violation of the Hatch Act. So I don't know if he was trying to trip her up on purpose or what his deal was. But again, he's just someone who, in my opinion, is just antagonistic, just to be antagonistic. Like he just is one of those people that likes to poke the bear. Um, and to be honest, I mean, Donald Trump says that he wants a debate. It would be nice to see them debate again, but they don't really have to because they said that Sonny said, I think that only about 10% of people said that a debate would change their mind, 10% of voters. And that only happens around 2 months before the actual election in November. So in my opinion, it's like a matchup again from 2020. But this time, I really feel like American democracy is on the ballot. Okay, so another segment, speaking of American democracy, right? So, England, Kate Middleton is, she's been missing, I believe, since Christmas around that time. She was having, surgery on her abs and abdominal surgery. And, a lot of people are really questioning, where is Kate Middleton? It's a big deal when it when it lands on the View's Hot Topics. But I mean, there's been rumors swirling. King Charles, he's been very transparent about his issues with undergoing treatment for cancer. So I wish him well. And they were saying that now is the time for Camilla to step up because, of course, Prince Harry and Meghan are over here in California. And so with Princess Kate being out of commission, Prince William, there's a lot of rumors surrounding him too, but the ladies did not get into that. And so lastly, they have Dan B. Harris is on talking about his new book, 10% Happier. So he used to actually work at ABC in The View, and he said that he is really happy about his journey going from a television journalist to a now self-proclaimed full-time happiness evangelical. And he dispels the stigma around meditation as he celebrates 10 years of his hit mindfulness book, 10% Happier. So, wow, congratulations to Dan. That's amazing. I would love to write a book that was successful for 10 years. But again, I really appreciate, him sharing his journey, starting out with all the ladies. They were having a really good time kind of reminiscing and, again, just celebrating his journey throughout the years. It's always nice when they bring back correspondents that used to work at the show just to kind of, keep track and or just like touch bases and see how everyone's doing. I love that. I love like the reunion shows. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think about all of the topics? It was really a full show, and I really appreciate that. I hope that, Kate gets well. There's so much going on over there in England. But I'm looking forward to the State of the Union address. I already see like the bingo cards swirling on social media in regards to what President Biden is going to talk about. So hopefully, the ladies will cover that tomorrow. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you in the next one. Take care. Bye.